Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode with Alpine, episode number 52 today for the Monaco Grand Prix of Season 4, round number 4. If you have missed any of the previous videos, then recommend go and check them out, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now, I would like to mention that the Alpine livery that was due to be video, I was going to refresh it. That video is not coming tomorrow. It's been put back to next week because it hasn't quite come out as I wanted it. So, but yes, back to the R&D. We have now enough R&D points for this ultimate engine upgrade, which is going to be a massive boost. We're gonna not risk it because the costing so much. Risking it really is no worth in this career mode, even though we have tried on some of the lower ones. But it's going to come in for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which will be, that episode will be out on the channel tomorrow evening, so that will be a big boost for us. But obviously no upgrades between the Netherlands and Monaco for us, where pretty much every other team has brought some sort of up. Ferrari have moved ahead of Racing Point, and that's pretty much the only change. Mercedes are pretty much almost back to where they were, and Red Bull. So yes, obviously Williams is still, likes of Williams and us and McLaren have still got quite a long way to go. But moving to qualifying then at Monaco, obviously you could argue this is one of the most crucial qualifyings of this season. So obviously it's imperative that a usual will be qualifying outside the top 10. And that you'll be right, because we're out on our first flying lap is only enough for 17th place. Well, at least it's not as bad as we have been at some points, but there is a lot of work that we need to be able to do in order to be able to qualify. I mean, I can't even remember the last time we qualified in the top 10. It definitely wasn't. I don't think we actually made it in the top 10 in season 3, but anyway, we've improved by 3.5 tenths. We dropped to 18th place. Even Latifi's gone faster than us, which would be embarrassing. We have improved though, and it is only 15th. So yeah, this is not a track for us really, I don't think. The car doesn't. That Albon's got a penalty as well. For colliding with somebody on track. Unfortunately, you don't have a replay of that. See what we can do from 15th on the grid. It's time for the race.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend downwards towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners at Saint-Devote, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Renault. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Gasly, Albon, Sebastian Vettel, and Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Norris, and Kevin Magnussen. Hamilton, Russell, Valtteri Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Joe, a Renault, Matsushita, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Nicholas Latifi, Kvyat, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Have you not realised, Jeff, we're down in 15th, mate? This is Monaco, but of course this is the F1 game, so anything can happen. Just don't ask me what that second strategy was. Less sad about that, the better. It's soft to mediums. Viper lights are on, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's a good start, better than Zoo. We're going to go around the outside of Bottas, of course. Both Mercedes down the order with engine penalties. Around the outside of Hamilton as well at Saint-Devote, up the hill now, and towards Casino. Hamilton's going to have a look potentially. We're trying to also get in the mix with Norris and Magnussen, and Hamilton's on our inside, and there's contact with Hamilton. As we ride on, let's replay this on board with Hamilton. He just sticks his nose in where he should not be sticking his nose in at Casino, and he's lost a bit of his front end plate, and that's going to be a dive it down the inside of Norris into wherever that corner is, I forgot, and we're up into P10 as we have to sort of take obviously the usual line for pad users at the hairpin, as we're on board with Lewis Hamilton, who has come into the pits already, but of course being at 25% and the fact that the tyre wear is pretty much non-existent at 25% races, he'll probably still be able to go to the end of the Grand Prix and actually might be able to jump us, so we might have done him a favour there. But we'll see as Magnussen comes in. We're going to come in as well behind the AlphaTauri driver. Norris is coming in as well as we switch to an off-board shot as our mechanics go to work in their Alpine livery, as we've come out just ahead of Norris there. Magnussen has lost out to Norris as well, so we've got ahead of Magnussen. Crucially stayed ahead of Norris as a couple of cars go through. There goes Hamilton, as I foresaw. We might have to see if we can get past him, but again, it's not. I don't think it's going to be an issue for him really, because of the tyre wear levels. As we jump to the battle for second place, Max Verstappen once again is out in front, looking for 4 wins in 4. But second place is Leclerc there, battling ahead of Alex Albon. As we jump to lap 12 now, we've got on board with Lando Norris in his McLaren, and Lando is out of the race with an engine failure. And that, of course, is going to bring out the safety car. So it's going to bunch everybody up, with Verstappen leading from Leclerc, Albon, and then I believe it's Gasly, then Vettel is the top 5. Then there was quite a bit of a gap. We've got the likes of Sainz. Our teammate as well is in the top 10 for only the second time this season. Can he get points? Ocon. Well, can we get past? We're going to see if we can get past Hamilton here. But this, unfortunately, unlike Zandvoort and other places, the safety car restart is the worst for the player here, because you're not allowed to, you can't just go any ground, and they just waltzed away for me in that final stint. I just have no answer whatsoever to the likes of Hamilton, Stroll, Ocon, Sainz up ahead, and we're just going to have to come across the line for P10. It's been a bit of a struggle, but 1 point, it's one more point, but at the same time we need to be doing better if we want to seriously think about challenging for those upper places. I know the fact that Verstappen's won 4 and 4 and pretty much has already signed got one hand on the trophy already as well. But yes, P10 then. Ocon gets P7, that's his best result of the season. Bottas, not really good for him, not a good day for him. He only is 12th place as well for him. So there's definitely we need to have a look at qualifying, but ultimately at the same time there's not a lot that I can do with that.
That was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Well, we dive bomb everybody at turn 1, but the car basically the start was the best thing for us.
Paint on the walls today.
And no comment about that.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, she's not side today. Well, that hat-trick has gone off Claire Sign from the previous couple of races, as we've still got driver acclaim, got a bit more onto level 14, and we've now got 2,400 resource points, so that's enough for a major upgrade which we're starting to look at the downforce. I think we need to get in front of McLaren again. I think I've targeted McLaren as sort of our main rivals for this season, really, because they're the closest to us on the R&D chart, and I think they're the team that we're going to be wanting to beat. Although we did get outscored, but although we did manage to, we actually got outscored by 1 point because Sainz, although Norris failed to finish, Sainz finished ahead of Ocon, excuse me. So lots of stuff to work on. Azerbaijan is the next Grand Prix. We will have, of course, that ultimate engine upgrade coming in as well, which will be tomorrow night. So yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see plenty more episodes of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode Season 4 as and when they come out with Alpine. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.